Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. The other day I went inside a big Patek retailer shop here in Hong Kong. Struck a conversation with the gentleman there. He's probably been selling Patek for many years, and he seemed to like me and my knowledge of the watches, my interest for it. So he gave me the 2019 Catalogue. So I thought I would share that with you. It's a beautiful book. More than 160 watches, 8 different families. So there's always some nice story to Patek. I think it's important, when you buy some, I don't know, brand new micro brand that using parts that they source wherever, there's just no history to it. When you buy a Patek, you can get registered and become part of something that's a bit bigger than just the watch that you purchased. And I think that's part of the experience of that makes Patek Philippe so special. So here are the grand complications. They're not, they're not really my type of watches. I think even if I had $2 million to waste to spend, let's say, I wouldn't buy something so crazy. I mean, maybe in person it's beautiful. Maybe beautiful to keep at home to enjoy for yourself. I don't see anyone really wearing this anywhere. Of course, except this one. I'm talking about the first watches there. With it's beautiful handcraft, obviously. But here we get to something that's achievable by some. Not by me yet. The alarm travel time platinum, pilot style watch. This one I saw it in person the other day. It's absolutely marvelous. Great usable complications, and very exciting watch to behold. Then we have a bit more classic looks, a lot more wearable than the first ones you saw. And this is the top of the heap, I would say. Indeed, if I had $1 million to spend on a watch, this is where I would go. Something from this page. A minute repeater. It doesn't get any better and more complicated than that. You have the first one has a tourbillon and a perpetual calendar. Beautiful blue. I really like this. And you see the different versions of it. The black one is really nice. You're gonna have probably here a flyback date. The different dial configuration. Perpetual calendar again. And here there's a monopusher chronograph with a minute repeater, moon phase. This watch is absolutely sick. This is incredible. Incredible. I can imagine that the backside of this one with the tourbillon is going to be quite a spectacle. And then this one, maybe even better. Platinum, perpetual calendar, brigand numerals. That is pure class. Sometimes a bit less is more, especially with Patek. Especially these days with everyone wanting to buy those Nautilus that you could get a discount of a few years ago. To me, Patek is still synonymous with this kind of classic watches. I'd love to have Nautilus, and I understand if you have a few of the classic Pateks, like an annual calendar also. Nautilus is great because these watches, in a hot climate like Hong Kong's, you can't really wear the leather outside, so you can't really enjoy it in the purest form. You're gonna maybe have to change the band quite a lot, or put something different than leather during the summer months at least. So it's great to have a steel Patek if you're a big fan of Patek. But if you just want to have the watch that everybody has and as the first Patek, and you have to have that 5711, it's kind of sad. Look at this one, has a special dial. I don't know if it's gonna. Let's try to get a bit Yeah, there you go. You can see the dial here. A bit more classic on the two below. White gold. Everything obviously here is going to be precious metal. It's worth noting that I discussed before the Jaeger-LeCoultre Ultra Master ultra thin perpetual calendar coming in steel. There's one here for sale for $10,000, which is half the retail. Very tempting, especially because it has a tie to a big Hollywood movie, Doctor Strange. But as I said before, do you really want to have the cheapest perpetual calendar on the market? Although it's a very clever one because everything is synced, unlike these which have pushers to readjust them. Everything is synced up, but you can't go backwards. And yeah, they make it in steel. I don't know. I think if one day I have a perpetual calendar, I want it to be the whole package, precious metal. And actually the Jaeger-LeCoultre in the same watch in precious metals, in gold, is absolutely stunning. It makes a huge difference, I think, and it pays to put the extra $10,000. But to be continued, I'm still hesitating. So here you have the World Time classic Patek style, beautiful work on the center of the dial, handcraft, and the minute repeater, of course, and then those incredible celestial, accurate actually, and I think there's different versions depending on where you live, on which part of the world you mainly live. I think I heard stories of New York collectors asking for something different than people in Hong Kong, obviously. Anyway, split second chronograph, wowzers, 5370p. How can you say no to that? Will you ever use the split second? Probably not, but it's gorgeous. And then I think the most collectible of the moment is the. Oh no, it's not this one. It's we're gonna get to it. 5372 split second mono pusher chronograph perpetual calendar. I mean, each one of these is absolutely stunning. I love them all. Anyone is good. I really love the black one. Black on gold is one of my favorite combinations. Not for everybody, but that 5204 with a split second chronograph in perpetual calendar. Serious contender if I win the lottery. And yeah, here we go. The 5270p. I've seen a couple here on sales at second-hand dealers. Wow, with that, I don't want to call it Salomon dial. I think they have a different nomenclature for it, but absolutely, it is perfection of the how it is laid out. I have the cheap version of it, the affordable version of it. I wouldn't say cheap, but the affordable version of it on the wrist. It's my Zenith El Primero Chronomaster with the full calendar and display case back on the beautiful El Primero chronograph caliber with the full calendar, date, month, moon phase. Get pushers on the side to adjust it, and I love this watch. Great look. It's this is perhaps the very best second-hand pre-owned watch you can buy if you're into this kind of, if you want the complications from a good brand with a historically important chronograph movement. Does it get any better than this at an affordable level? I'm talking $3,000 to $5,000 US. Servicing will cost you quite a bit. I think mine cost about $600, and any replacement of parts will add to that because they're getting a bit older. This is the chronometer version, so it is a serious watch, very serious watch, and this is my gateway watch when I'm dreaming Patek complications. So I really recommend it. It's a watch that has so much charm. And Tim Mosso of the Watchbox, who knows a thing or two about watches, as you know, this is his favorite Zenith. I believe he said it a few times. I think, yeah, this one, diamonds. I can't believe the Mark Wahlberg watch collection. He's got some nice stuff, but then he's got all those gaudy diamond. I mean, it's really like the Liberace collection. Have you seen the review by on the Watch Your Style channel? I love that channel. It's very flash, everything. 50 to 70. I would have to have one of those and one of those. I think if I could afford it, and then a bit more classic here. 5496 retrograde perpetual calendar, absolutely smashing. In a more I want to say more modern case. You know, more it's a different type of case. This is a bit more like my Zenith, or my Zenith's a bit more like that. Let's say. Rare handcraft. I mean, there's something for everybody. Some people love this style. It's absolutely beautiful. Not really something you're gonna wear every day at the office, perhaps. These two have a bit more of an older charm to it, with the crown there, and those big Roman numerals. Very, very charming. Very different vibe. See that there's so much to love about Patek, and I can't find that many APs or Vacheron that I really, really love. Patek, I think, nails it in everything they do. And look at this page. I mean, yeah, the top is a bit too diamondy, but those bottom ones, the perpetual calendars, like the classic ones with Breguet numerals. Wowzers, 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 wowzers. Beautiful. Now the complications, so a bit more in the realm of the affordable for some. Chronograph in white gold, rose gold chronograph. This is fantastic. I saw that one in person. I saw quite a few of these in person actually at the shop. That one is readily available. Flyback chronograph, annual calendar. The chronograph thing is funny. It's kind of useless most of the time, and yet it's so cool to have it. I'd rather have the annual calendar and a GMT function or travel time function, which I have on my. I have one Patek, the Calatrava travel time 5134. Really love it. White gold. I should have worn that for this video, but actually it is quite cool. 5905. Love it. See, very different type of subdial here. And while it's a chronograph, it is uncluttered. And you know, you gotta appreciate the way this model is presented. Platinum. And this is the new kid on the block. Calatrava, a bit crazy with a weekly calendar complication. It's a new thing, and yes, everything is handwritten on it. Bit of a shock at when it was presented this year, but you know it's gonna sell out. It's so cool. And then the annual calendars. I'm actually really considering a 5035, the older one, the original annual calendar. I prefer it. I don't really enjoy the moon phase that much, although it can be quite useful when the moon is full here. It gets really bright, and it's interesting for some people who go out at night, biking or whatever, and want to know how much luminosity there's going to be, or maybe photographers, obviously fishermen. Can be interesting. I don't know if fishermen are going to wear that kind of Patek though. Probably best to take it off before you go on your boat. Anyway, this is the current version of 5146. Still a magnificent watch, but you know, a lot more expensive than getting a used 5035, and do you really get that much more? I think this one is a bit bigger. I like the smaller sizes, the classic size. With Patek, you gotta go classic. Okay, these are a bit not my type. Okay, 5205, amazing. I've seen one for sale here actually. I'm gonna have to sell a few things. Today I was actually looking at my collection and might be taking a big turn and sell a few things that are redundant or I'm not too sure about anymore. 5205, yeah. Serious contender if I have 40 grand to drop. Oh, more like 30 grand, I think. 30 grand buys you that. The blue superb, the black on gold. This is one of my favorite combinations. This different presentation here again with a smooth bezel, more angular case. 5396. Equally beautiful, very differently presented. There's something for everyone, and again, it's amazing. And Patek just scores again. And so the 5235, if you've seen my video presenting it, so I went to try it on, seriously considering it's again 30 grand, but sort of a bargain for a watch which is one of the most complicated for Patek. Completely unique movement to that watch, unique beat rate. The only wristwatch that Patek makes with a regulator and the annual calendar, of course. I've seen one here for sale. Very tempted. It's a very special watch within the Patek world, even, and undoubtedly in 5 years, I think it's going to jump in price. There's no way that something so rare, so complicated. They had a problem to really set it up in the beginning. It took 2 years for the first deliveries, I believe. They made very few. It's really, and it's a very special dial, so it's not for everybody. I'm not even sure that it's not my favorite actually looking Patek. I prefer something like this, I think. But it's such a cool complication. Very usable, very unique. I mean, imagine having that as one of your in a small collection. So special, very special. It would be worth selling a few watches just to get something like that. So this year they released the rose gold version, and I believe they stopped doing the white gold version. Not really for me. 5231 world time, classic, beautiful, gorgeous, rare handcraft because of the everything is made by hand, obviously. Is it enamel, I want to say, but maybe you can correct me. The other versions of the world time here, absolutely beautiful. These bracelets are a bit more. They have a 90s feel to them. I like them. It's the kind of bracelet I have on my Jaeger Grand Sport Reverso. 5930, and yeah, the Pilot travel time, more affordable here than the one we saw on the first pages. Calatrava Pilot travel time, gorgeous. That I would love to have one. Then you have something here, skeleton, and Calatrava line. There's still some Calatravas, the classic ones. I saw that during lunchtime actually today. Classic date, white gold, beautiful cases. I like mine because I like the older cases with the crown guards they've done with it. 6006. So there's someone selling a 6000. So it's a smaller version of this. We had a chat. Very interested, but again, it's not really the right time for me to be spending that kind of money. So this new version is bigger, and I've seen it at the shop as well. It's a bigger budget, and you know, it's just a date after all. Complication. It's with the small seconds there at 4 o'clock. Simple Calatravas here. This one is quite nice, platinum. Something for the ladies. which represents 0.01% of my viewership. So we're not gonna spend hours on that. Then the gondola stuff. I don't think you're interested in that. Then the golden ellipse. Some people are into that. And then the Nautilus. You know them, 5740. Each one of them is a very hot item, of course. Except maybe the one. This is the Mark Wahlberg page, I suppose, with the bling bling on it. I think that's horrible. It really detracts. It detracts from the beauty of the watch. I think if you're a watch aficionado and you can't be happy with this, you need to have it with diamonds on it. There's something wrong with you. Just because you have the money for it doesn't mean you have to buy that. That you have to have diamonds everywhere on the bracelet, like some maniac. This rapper with tattoos all over his face keeps on popping on my Instagram because he tags Rolex on every bloody picture he makes. So because I follow the Rolex tag, I have to see his stupid face with crazy writing like prison tattoos, and he's got all that diamonds everywhere. I just can't stand this look. Sorry, not for me. Flyback chronograph. Obviously, all the complications that you've seen before, you find them here again in the Nautilus version. Beautiful watches, and yes, as I said, it's great to have a steel watch. It's more usable in day-to-day life. So I totally understand the attraction of the Nautilus. Although I don't think it should be the basis of your Patek collection. Talking like a Patek old-timer, I just have one small Calatrava. I know someone who just got this one. He actually wrote to Patek to beg to get it. I think it's this one, or maybe the green one. I think it's this one. And then yeah, he wrote to Patek, blah blah blah, and they got him a watch, and he went to pick it up at the shop here. And these, I don't know, you pay 40 grand, 50 grand for these, and you have to cut. There's no adjustment possible on the clasp, so you have to cut the rubber, and once it's cut, it's cut. There's only one size, and the shop guy cut it too fast, and then my friend tried it on, or my acquaintance tried it on, and it was too small, it was too tight. Man, he had gone through hell to get that watch, and I don't know, you have to love, it serves him right. I'm not gonna pity him. He's loaded. He can afford the replacement strap. It's a bit of a silly thing. And the Aquanaut, people were not thinking that much of it a few years ago, and now it's such a hot item again, and it comes with the travel time, which is very cool. It's a cool watch, but who knows, maybe in 5 years nobody will give a damn about them again. And so it's good that Patek doesn't make too many of them. I don't think they should, and they really protect the buyers and the brand equity. Well done, Patek. The green one for this year, and yeah, I guess this is a good model for Mark Wahlberg again, or probably something like this. You see, it just detracts from the essence of the watch when you add so much stuff. The 24, I don't even know what that is. Okay, all right. Yeah, I've seen these in the shop windows. Not my speed at all. And then they present all the movements, so it's beautiful to see. You have the macro rotor ones, and you have the full rotors, skeletonized ones. You know, now the Patek puts their own seals. They used to have the Geneva seals. It's the whole story, but you know that you get the best finishing. And this is the type of movement that I have in my Calatrava. That's the type of bridges, and an index at the end. So I hope you enjoyed this 2019 Patek Philippe Catalogue. So many beautiful watches. That's why they're number one. It's not just one watch brand. It's not. I think that they've left AP and Vacheron so much behind. It's a league of their own, and they really protect their heritage. And I love going to the Patek shop. Everything is absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love to own an annual calendar communication as my next one. All right, guys. Speak to you very soon. Bye bye.